And welcome back to Private Listed, a podcast. Today we have in the building with us young Esckimo. He is from Washington Heights, New York. Whoop whoop. And we are here to promote his new single, Blue Magic, coming forward to us from the Blue Magic EP. So, without
Right.
further ado, how are you today, Mr. Young Esckimo?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing wonderful. A little sniffly, but that's nothing new here.
Me and you both.
Alrighty. So I want to know a lot about you today for the people in New York and the rest of the regions within hip hop that are not very familiar with your work. I know you from YouTube, right? You have over 1 million views on a couple of songs, as a matter of fact. It's not just one. So why do you think that we aren't as familiar with you here?
You know, New York is really a tough place, especially coming up here. You know, your city's always gonna be the last ones to embrace you. But that's how it is. It's tough love. It's New York. That's why they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Do you find that you have to convince your peers in New York more about your abilities?
I mean, I'm not really. I'm gonna let them find out on their own, cause we buzzing in other places.
Well, where are you buzzing?
Shout out to Memphis. Shout out
Whoop, whoop.
Atlanta. Shout out Charlotte. You know.
Have you toured yet?
Nah, we haven't toured yet, but we coming soon.
Coming soon. Well, have you done any performances yet?
We've done a few things. Shout out to Major Stage and other platforms.
How has that been for you?
It's been immaculate.
What has the reception been like?
Gorgeous, beautiful.
Okay. Is it exhilarating being on the stage?
You know, we haven't really touched certain stages yet, but you know, we around the corner.
Okay. We will definitely be looking out for that.
For
So,
sure.
tell me about the EP. So, Blue Magic is coming. Please tell me what's going on with it.
Blue Magic, you know, if you ever seen American Gangster, you know, Blue Magic was what they was pumping. And I feel like my music is so raw, we had to go with the Blue Magic vibe. It's based around the movie, but it's really based on what I got going on in real life. It's just a theme to the EP.
Okay, so similar to what Jay-Z did with American Gangster,
Right.
how he centered that album around the movie
Right.
American.
He did the soundtrack.
Right, he did the soundtrack for the movie, and it was a lot of the rhymes in the movie was based on some of the happenings that were going on with Frank Lucas in the movie. Is that what your EP is going to be concerning?
It's definitely about that, but it's more driven towards my actual life.
Okay.
I'm saying shout out to Frank Lucas, Esckimo Lucas, but we ain't never told though.
Okay, you never told. Okay, good. We'll make sure we put that in the notes.
Yeah, right. Put
Eskimo.
them big sticky notes for them.
So where'd you get the name Young Eskimo from?
Young Esckimo, they really used to call me Esco in the hood. You know,
Oh.
the Esckimo came from just being the coldest trapper in the city.
Oh, okay. Wait, so were you? So I was gonna ask you like who were some of your influences, but because you called yourself Esco, were you a big fan of Nas or were you more so leaning towards Jay-Z?
I was really leading towards Jay-Z. I'm not really that big of a Nas fan, but I definitely love what he's done with the culture.
Okay, right. So he's a legend in the game.
He's definitely a legend. Shout out to Nas.
Okay. All right. So I'm a huge Jay-Z fan too.
I'm a super Hov fan.
Okay. Now we're going to talk some business. What's your favorite Jay-Z
So-
album?
The Black Album.
Why?
It's just the way he put it together. Spectacular. It's
What's-
a masterpiece.
Okay. So what are your feelings about Reasonable Doubt then?
It's a classic.
So you think the Black Album is better than Reasonable Doubt?
I mean, he was just in a different phase in the Black Album. He already experienced success. He already has, you know, been through a lot, much more in the music industry rather than Reasonable Doubt is him fresh off the streets coming into the music culture, you know, talking about his life and whatnot.
By his own admission, though, wouldn't you say that he thought that he was successful even as a new rapper and that rapping was just something to do for him?
I mean, if you compare the lifestyles to where he was and to where he is, is far from success where we are right now. But listen, I'm just like Hov because we coming in the game 100 grand strong, and that ain't really nothing though. You know what I'm
100
saying?
grand
Like he
strong.
said, I'm came in the game 100 grand strong.
Okay. All
I got
right.
100 on the ice way, on the neck way.
All right, now we're not gonna send our location because I don't want no
By the
problems with
time this come out, we'll be long and gone. But you know we moving the right way anyway.
That's right. So we're always gonna be moving safe. Do you ever have concerns about that though? Moving
We,
safely?
we're not really concerned, especially in our city.
Okay. So you feel safe in New York?
Of course, the safest.
Gotcha. What about when you go out of state?
When we go out of state, we move. You know, we move in the shades. Not really seeing too much like these Cartiers.
Okay. So how do you protect yourself when you are outside? Do you temper down the jewelry? Do you not let people know where you are? What are some of the protocols you do?
It's just moving right and moving in the right places, being cautious where you at. You know, specific times and places. Just be on point and moving with the right people. Most importantly.
Have you found that you had to kind of condense your circle a little bit since you've become more successful?
I mean, my circle's smaller than a Cheerio. Keep it 1,000 with you. Keep it 1,000 with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you got every line for me. Everything. You got every one line.
I mean, I'm just keeping it 1,000. When you move it at a certain level, at a certain pace, you got to be aware of who you got around you, and that's just facts.
What scam?
Scam Inc. is really scam is success comes at the manifestation. You can see it on the pinky ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And what scam? Scam is your record label?
scam is the label.
Mm-hmm. When did you start Scam?
We started scam to say maybe 2 years ago,
Like in 2020?
2020.
Okay. Did you feel it was necessary to start your own label to put out your own music?
Coming the way we coming, definitely. 'Cause we wasn't really looking for no handouts or no type of. We not looking for no deals. We really building it out the mud and out the dirt. The same way Hove came in with Rockefeller, it's the same way we coming in with Scam.
Okay. Do you feel like you having your own imprint is important for the way you want to release music? I know you're saying you don't want a handout, but in terms of how you are putting your music out, because most would say that you are moving at a slower pace than what other artists are doing right now. Do you think that having your own label gives you leverage to do that?
For sure. And when you say, we moving at a slower pace, a Camry takes 24 hours to build, but a Rolls Royce takes 6 months. Mm-hmm. So what we putting out is really different than what they got coming out. There's a lot of Pop Tart, microwave, TikTok rappers, and we not in that category. So, sometimes you gotta wait, and the greatest things in life take time. So what we giving you is really what's that word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Keemie, help me there. It's
Quality?
really timeless.
Oh, okay.
We giving you is timeless. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, how are you different than TikTok rappers? What about your content makes you different than them?
Well, my content is authentic.
Okay.
From first point of view. 2, we doing this self-made on the ribs. We doing this on our own.
Okay.
3, there's nobody behind us. And we really moving like a major. When you think about it.
Well, explain that to me. How are you moving like a major?
Well, first of all, we here right now with private listening.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Heard you.
You know what I'm saying? We
Heard
here
you.
with private listening. We hitting all the right platforms.
Right.
We sounding in every station in the U.S. except Alaska. You know what I'm saying? So it isn't regular.
So, where would people know you from? Because we may know the song, but we may not know the artist, which is probably accredited to what's been happening with TikTok too, right?
Right.
Because we hear the songs, but we don't get to see a lot of the artists the way how we used to see them
Right.
back in the day. So whereas there would be a push, we would have one single, the second single, we'll see a video, and it's not the same way how it was before, where there were like music video channels or even just like regular radio interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those things come far and few in between. What's some of the stuff that we should know from young Esckimo?
That's more press releases. But if you don't know me from Broadway, you definitely seen me on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
You definitely done seen me on. You definitely done heard me in them radios for sure, 100%.
But what about the NBA? Didn't they use?
NBA, shout out to the finals and the actual NBA that was tuning into NBA by Young Esckimo in the actual finals.
There we go. So that's what
Right.
that's what I was looking for because I know that they use some of your music,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
How did that feel?
it felt amazing. Shout out to we was also on Madden and EA Sports with the code, so tune into that.
Oh, really?
Really.
How were you able to get your music there? Did they contact you guys, or you reached out to them to submit music for it?
The team really put that together.
Okay, so meaning your team or
Mhm.
their team? See, how does that work? Like, how do you find people who believe in you as much as you believe in you?
Listen, that's you gotta leave that to the big man upstairs. Gotta do that for you. Put the right people around you.
And
know
if
what
he
I'm saying?
doesn't, or if you feel like,
And if he doesn't, you really gotta believe in yourself and get it popping, B.
so how long have you been rapping?
I've been rapping for a little while, but seriously, like chasing a career, that's maybe 3-4 years.
Okay, so you've been rapping for a while, and then you decided to take it seriously, like around 4 years ago. So
Mhm.
right before the pandemic or during the pandemic?
Right after the pandemic.
Oh, okay. So then that's 3 years then.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel it's going so far?
It's going immaculate. I mean, we here right now.
All right. What do you want at the end of this? So after you have platinum albums or however many streams it takes to get to platinum now, because I feel like they keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
After you have the success that you want, right? Whatever it is that young Esckimo or young Esco or has said to himself, this is what I want to accomplish in the music industry.
Right.
How do you want that to look for you?
Well, first and foremost, what we would want after I accomplish all the goals and do everything that I want to do in this music game is actually really create a platform for upcoming artists and artists that are coming up behind me and give them a platform and put them in a position to be able to win and manifest their dreams as well.
Is that important to you? Paying it forward and making sure that you're able to bring other people on
Of
with
course,
you?
that's super important.
Do you have anybody else on your imprint?
Right now, we got Made You So.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Super talented, special artist.
He or she?
He.
He's a rapper too?
Yeah, he's a pop star, to be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
We touching all genres.
There we go. I like to hear that.
We trying to get the all type of bags.
I hear that. So, do we have any videos coming out?
We definitely got the Blue Magic video coming soon.
Coming soon. Okay. So when do you think that that's gonna drop?
Might be dropping in a couple days. We just waiting for the edit.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you filmed it already?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you film it here in New York?
Of course.
Do you film all your videos here?
So far, we have filmed everything in New York City.
What's that like? Is it like a zoo when you come outside and then everybody is out looking for you?
It's crazy when it's crazy when you putting out them Lambos and them Maybachs and you in your hood with it in the trenches. They might be looking a little different. They get spicy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I've always wondered that because when you see certain videos come out and then you just see hundreds of people out on the street, like what do y'all do? Do y'all post to social media and be like, "Hey guys, we outside"?
Nah, I don't really do the social media too much.
Okay, so
No.
do you? Oh, that's actually interesting. Do you think that social media is important for your
It's
career?
super important. The way the platforms are set up nowadays is like either you trending on TikTok, you going viral on Instagram, or it's not like back in the days where you would hear real artists and real artists, real music. It's like nowadays they going off of viral moments. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's definitely important.
Wait, so it's important, but so why have you been leaning the other way and
No,
not
I'm
doing it?
actually, we actually putting a lot of content together and starting to get on the social media wave.
Okay, so you are gonna bite the bullet.
I'm just a
and-
little different. I come from a different cloth.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
it's a little different to have to continue putting out content.
Yeah.
But you would agree that it is important to someone's success to consistently put out
For
content
sure.
now, right?
For sure. We used to hide them from the cameras, to be honest.
But now you have to be in front
Now
of
we
the
in
camera.
front of them.
Do you feel it's a little corny?
Sometimes it might get a little corny, but it is what it is.
So how do you balance it being authentic to you and then not coming off as corny to everyone else
Just being me.
and yourself?
Yeah, just
too.
being me.
Okay.
Taking it a step at a time, just being me.
Do you get annoyed with your team when they try to push you to post more, to
Nah,
engage with the fans?
not
or-
really, because they want the best for the brand and for Esckimo, so we can never go against that.
I like that. So
Okay.
everybody's all on one accord.
Yeah, we definitely on one accord.
Alrighty. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Are
Let's
you
get it.
dating?
Nah,
Why not?
we don't got time for it.
How?
That's a waste of time right now, you know what I'm saying? And we don't got none to waste. I'd
Agreed.
rather waste money before I waste time.
Oh. So then who keeps you company?
No, we got a couple things behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying?
So we don't go on dates, but we
Nah.
got things behind closed doors.
For sure.
So how do you build a bond with people then? Or with women?
We build a bond behind closed doors.
So you don't go on a date.
We don't do dates.
Why not?
We do vacations. We might fly out somewhere.
But that could be a date.
You know what I'm saying? We taking flights. Dates is, we don't really try to go out too much in the city, doing too much. I'd rather take a flight. You know what? Let's go to Turks and Caicos. Let's go to London.
But that's a nice date.
I'm that type of individual. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, when's the last time you flew someone out to Turks and Caicos?
No, last time I flew somebody out, we went to Dubai with it.
And what'd you do there?
You know, we enjoyed the desert, enjoy the shopping sprees. You know what I'm saying? enjoy, breath of fresh air. You know, the city air is a little different.
Yo, am I turning red?
It's really him. No cap in the back.
All right. So you went to Dubai, right?
For sure.
You got some fresh air out there. I don't know if Dubai is necessarily known for fresh air, but how do you decide who you're going to take on those extravagant dates? Because it's still a date, right?
No, for sure.
But how do you decide who can come through the fortress and go on a flight with you to Dubai?
You gotta show your worth. You gotta hold it down.
How?
You gotta be, you gotta be persistent. Gotta be on top of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you
Make sure
you
you-
want to be chased, is what you're saying?
No, not chase.
So what do you mean persistent?
I mean persistent. You gotta lock in, because a lot of females nowadays, they might meet you and they might want to do the Dubais and Turkey, but we don't really. There's no bond, like you say. We need that bond. We need that persistent communication.
Okay.
Communication is key, by the way.
Yes, it is.
sure.
It is key. But isn't that a part of dating, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know. Nowadays, you get a FaceTime call. You might get the right texts, the right shit like that.
Okay. All right. So is there a special lady that you have been taking consistently?
For sure.
See, that's what I was looking for. Are we gonna mention her?
Nah, we leave the personal outside.
Okay, so she's in the closed
She's
doors.
in good hands, like Allstate. You know what I'm saying?
I like that you say so. Hey, you don't even laugh. I like that you're so serious. It's okay. All righty. So let's get back to business now. I mean, I do want people to know, the softer side of you, not just the business side. I do
Sure.
want people to know that, you like women. You
Of course.
want to go on dates.
Nothing but women, the finest women. Creme de la creme.
All right. So let me ask you some hip hop questions.
Let's get it.
So recently we had a couple people on the show. So we had J1. We've also had Ish from the Joe Budden podcast. And we were talking about our top 10 rappers,
Okay.
right? And there's a lot of debate, especially with people who live in New York or who are from New York,
Right.
they have a difference of opinion on how Pac has influenced the culture in comparison to Biggie or even Jay-Z, right? And people vacillate between who is number one, two, three, and how we order the list. Do you have a specific? I won't say top 10 because that's too much.
Yeah.
What about your top five rappers?
I might really do have a top 10, but the thing
If you
about
do
me
have a top
is
10, I'll oblige. But if you have a top five that you know offhand, let's go with those.
I gotta do Biggie for sure.
Okay. Is this in any order or you're
no
just
order.
no order? Okay.
No order. For sure we gotta do Biggie.
Uh-huh.
We definitely gotta do Hove.
Right.
I'm saying I gotta do X. Shout out to RP to DMX.
Okay.
I'm throwing Pun in there, then I'm throwing Kiss in there.
So, guys, for the days that
But
we
I
are
got
filming,
different top fives, just to be clear.
No. I like your top five, but also for the day that we are filming this, today is actually the anniversary of Big Pun's death. For those of you who don't know, I was actually pretty glad that you brought him up
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't mention
Yeah.
Pun, especially because he was an incredible lyricist.
He was one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
I don't know if he's the greatest of all time.
No, one of them.
We can go back and forth about that. But this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, this is the day that he died. Like I
Right.
don't know why I remembered, and then when you just mentioned him just now, I was like, yo, that's why I was supposed to remember it. But I'm glad that you actually brought him up. I think that we need to bring his name up more in our conversations about hip hop because he also like you, he is of Hispanic descent,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to discredit some of the things that he and Fat Joe, have done within our hip hop culture. And I'm glad that you were able to bring him up.
RP to Pun.
R.I.P. to Pun. Now, back to your top five.
Right.
If you had to order that list, what would it look like?
I mean, it's really they really the greatest of all time. So you could put them in any order or any number fashionably is whatever.
But for you, what's the order for you? Like, who's your number one? If you were in Dubai, you got stuck there, you're the last person on the planet with your honey from the back door,
Uh-huh.
whose album are you going to pop in and listen to?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have to say Hove for what he's done for the culture.
Uh-huh. But what about for you?
But
Not
then
just for
for
the
me,
culture.
like I'm really gonna tune into that Biggie Smalls for real.
Which one?
Life After Death.
I feel you there. So now, you do mention someone else that should be in everybody's top five.
DMX.
Yeah.
Dog. Oh,
I was going to say Kiss.
oh, Kiss for sure.
I feel like he doesn't get a lot of credit. Like, after the Dipset
He really did
versus,
the,
he did what he needed to do there, right? And I think that a lot of people started to give him credit after that.
Right.
Do you feel like sometimes within rap we don't recognize people's greatness at the right time?
Yeah, for sure.
Why?
A lot of people be sleeping. It's like if you don't do the movie big enough for them to see it, everybody's not watching for some reason. They kind of sleep for sure.
Do you think that that's a problem that we have within New York hip
New
hop?
York is the grittiest.
Right.
So they ain't gonna give it to you. You gotta take it. And Kiss them put in a lot of work out here.
I agree. Do you think that we are too hard on each other here?
For sure.
Why?
Well, it makes you though. It makes you though. Cause I could come out with Never Broke Again right now, get a million, 2 million views, and New York won't tap in with you.
Where do you think the disconnect is?
I just feel like New York, everybody carries themselves at a certain point where, you or him, you might be that person, or you might be that, you might be that nigga in your town, you know what I'm saying? And you might see the next person coming up, and you just feel like we might be on the same level, so they might not give you that love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, okay, you're from here, right?
Right.
You were born and
Born and
raised
raised.
here. But your family, are they from here too, or they?
Yeah, my family's from here. My mother's Puerto Rican and my dad is Dominican.
Ha! Y'all had a fun household.
Yeah,
Did they? Was there a lot of clashes?
a super lot of classes.
But they're okay now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How do they feel about your success?
they until that money don't start falling in, they don't feel nothing.
Wait, what?
Hispanic family households, they might not really believe in the dream.
Okay.
They want you to go to school, get a career, and go after something that's realistic. You know what I'm saying?
Did you try to do that for them?
Nah,
No.
yeah,
So
that wasn't my route.
so right now, when you have to go home to your mom or explain to your dad what you're doing right now, how do you explain to them, hey, I want to be a rapper. I want to bring people along with me and give them a platform so that they can express themselves through rap or pop or however they want to express themselves artistically. How do you explain that to a mother and father within a Hispanic household?
I don't know.
You haven't done it yet?
Yeah, nah.
So you just go outside every day and it's like, I'll do what I do, and then when it comes back, they'll
Exactly.
understand.
I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
so do you take care of your mom?
Of course.
Yeah. Is she?
I'm like DJ Khaled. All the bills is paid.
I feel that. I agree with that. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Hmm.
How are they with you?
They tuned in. They cheering. They rooting.
The reason why I'm asking you this is because you mentioned something a little while ago where you said you can't really tell people your dreams. And
That's true.
I was watching something the other night, and it was from, I don't know if you ever heard of this podcast. It's a network called Women of Tomorrow, and it was a Christian rapper that they had on there. She says, I've learned to not tell my dreams to everyone, to kind of guard it a little bit. I'm paraphrasing here. I'm not saying exactly
Right.
what she said verbatim, but she says, I can't tell it to them because I don't want them to break it for me.
Right.
Do you feel like you had to do that too?
Now, sometimes I might not really be too vocals about sharing my dreams with everybody because everybody might not have the same goals, visions, or might not even be as strong as you to make certain things happen. Like Hope said, his uncle used to tell him, you ain't gonna sell 1,000,000 records. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of people project their fears on you, just because they might not have the capacity to do something. They might try to talk you out of chasing a dream or doing whatever you're trying to achieve and become. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can ever talk me out of doing anything because I feel like I'm gonna make it happen regardless of the fact. But I might not be too vocal with everybody about it. You know what I'm saying?
Is that a way to protect yourself?
Yeah, really a way of minding my business and letting it pop, letting them see it for themselves.
Do you ever get discouraged if the people that are closest to you don't believe in what you're doing?
Nah, that make me just go harder. If it's more fuels, more gas for the fuel.
Okay. So it fuels you. So if people aren't necessarily supportive, you don't look at it as a deterrent. You look at it as motivation.
I look at it as motivation. I'ma get you, for sure.
Like you feel like you'll win people
You don't
over?
like this one? All right, listen to this one. You don't like this? All right, I'm gonna go in and record something different tonight. You don't like that? I'm recording them all.
All right.
Eventually, you're gonna like something.
Okay. So you feel like you'll win people over.
For sure.
Now with
I feel like hard work beats talent.
really
For sure.
consistency.
Consistency is key.
Alrighty. So
Major keys.
it is. Okay. So for Blue Magic,
Mhm.
right? What are you hoping to convey with this E EP?
I'm really trying to show people the truth and the wickedness of what you got to do in order to put yourself in position.
Okay. What do you have to do to put yourself in position?
You gotta grind. You gotta put in blood, sweat, and tears for what you want. You gotta go and chase it. You gotta get it out the dirt. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to put you in them rooms and them in a certain place that you want to be in a certain position. You gotta go get that and make it happen for yourself. And that's what Blue Magic is. The reality. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha. So when you're helping other people and bringing other people on, and I call it paying it forward, right?
Right.
How do you advise them when they want to get in this game? Are you very forthcoming and saying, "Hey, this is what you need to do," or do you let people find out for themselves?
I mean, you got to, I might give you the blueprint and let you know this is a process.
Okay.
Nothing is overnight. You know know what I'm saying? You're not gonna jump in a boxing ring and be Floyd Mayweather tomorrow. Or you're not gonna record behind a mic and be Jay-Z tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Those people took big steps to get to where they at. And not only that, it took years for them to build themselves in order to, amount the success that they have. So I let them know off the rip, this is a process. You got to be dedicated and focused on what you really want to do. And most of all, you got to have a vision and see where the finish line is, but build the proper steps to get there.
Okay. I like that. So
For sure.
thank you for answering that. And I feel like you're genuine when you say that you do want to help people, and that I think being honest about it, that it's not a simple process. I think that helps people along the way,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you were coming in, did you have someone do that for you?
Have somebody do what for me? Show me
Explain
what
to
it
you,
is.
yeah, show you what it is. Tell you like, hey, this is not going to be an overnight process for you. This is not going to be something that you can just blink your eyes and it's just going to happen. You have to work at it.
Yeah, my partner Renzo.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Renzo. He really he really gave it to me the gritty nitty. Like, yo, if you really want something and you really want this, you gotta put your time in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta punch in. It's not no overnight. I coulda, it took me time to get here. You know what I'm saying?
So it's good to have people like
Of
Ren
course.
in your corner, right?
Of course.
How'd you meet Ren?
We met through another artist. We met through me bringing him an artist to work, and I started. I'm like, I'm about to do this myself because I'm not gonna be chasing artists around, spending my money on artists. I'm gonna invest in myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I believe in myself. So through me bringing them an artist that didn't work out, I'm like, I'm gonna jump behind because I wasn't trying to be a rapper.
Oh no.
No, yeah, I was trying to CEO the situation. You know what I'm saying? Starting a label, find the artist, and it didn't work out like that. I had to get behind the mics and make it happen.
Okay. Do you think that A&Rs are important?
Of course.
I think that A&Rs are missing terribly right now.
We got one of the best A&Rs in the game
What's that
right
person?
now, DY,
Oh yeah, I met DY,
the illest.
our own Daddy Yankee, right?
Yeah.
I think that A&Rs are important because
for sure.
they facilitate a lot of things that I believe are missing within the music industry right now. Why do you think A&Rs are important?
Because they got that ear. They're able to find something before it actually pops, before it becomes viral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not just that, right? I think that A&Rs provide a certain level of guidance, right? They also give a little push because there's certain things that people are not always going to be prone to doing. Like right now, like a lot of people are not going to come do an interview early in the morning,
Yeah,
right?
super
They're not,
early.
They're not going to come do that. A lot of people are not going to do press releases. They're not going to keep up with their social media, like what we talked about earlier. They're not gonna wanna engage with their fans on social media. So I think that A&Rs are important, and I hope that they start to make a resurgence in the music business because you can kind of tell that they're not there anymore, especially like with media training and other things like that. But the only reason why I bring it up to you is because you said, initially you wanted to take the CEO route of this.
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you, like, what are some things that are important in terms of being the CEO, running Scam Incorporated? What are some other things that you find that are missing from the music industry
You
right
gotta
now?
have the right team first and foremost, and the right departments in your label in order for you to grab artists and develop them. You gotta have an artist development session.
Okay.
Like you say, you gotta have the right A&Rs. You gotta have the right marketing team and the right budget to put an artist in position.
So for people who don't have, I've heard other people mention this about having a budget, especially when you're being independent and wanting to push your art
Right.
out there more, right?
Right.
What about the people who don't necessarily have the budget? Is it never going to work?
Everybody's outcome is different. You might grab a phone and record yourself rapping a song and whatnot and go viral. Everybody's process is different.
Right.
what works for me might not work for the next person, and what works for the next person might not work for me. You just gotta do what you gotta do.
Do you want us to move away from viral moments within rap?
Nah, not really. Wait, if you could go viral and become a millionaire and feed your family and escape poverty, why not?
Okay.
I'm saying.
But do you think that some of the content that we've been getting so far,
Super garbage.
I
It's trash.
it's trash.
But it is what it is. Can't
Yeah,
knock the
okay.
hustle.
Alrighty. So if it's super garbage, I wanna focus in on super garbage. So then who is releasing quality music right now besides you?
Besides me,
Uh-huh.
where? What regions?
Eh,
Anywhere in New York.
Anywhere. Just name people who you
Shout
think are
out-
hot right now.
Shout out to Cardi, man. I seen her upbringing and we cool. So
Cardi
she's
is a
definitely-
vibe.
She's definitely
a
putting
vibe.
out some good music
Right.
and some good art.
What about newer artists? Because Cardi's pretty solidified,
Yeah,
right?
newer artists.
Yeah.
Who I'm tuned in on these new artists.
I don't know. I'm actually curious. Who do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of down south shit. So I'm tuned into Lil Baby, Moneybag.
Uh-huh.
I'm tuned into the ESTGs, and the ones doing music for the people in my lane. I feel like New York doesn't have that trap rappers. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I'm in the game giving them. From a New York point of view, I'm really bringing that trap, that money music. You know what I'm saying? New York is really on the drill scene right now. Everybody's shooting and killing and drill this and kill him and these ops. I'm talking about waking up and chasing this money, chasing this paper, chasing these goals. You know what I'm saying? Whether you working 9 to 5 or you doing whatever you doing, we doing music for them.
Gotcha. So again, people, we are reiterating: it is okay to have a 9 to 5.
Of course.
It's fine to do that.
Feed your family, get it how you live.
Right. So okay. So the newer artists. Well, I guess you didn't. I'm glad that
Yeah.
you mentioned Cardi. But what about the resurgence or the emergence, rather? I keep saying that emergence of female rappers that we have coming out. Like they are pretty much running the game at this point.
Yeah, they really doing it. They doing their thing.
Are you collabing with anyone on Blue Magic?
Nah, just
no,
me.
just you. Good. I like
Just
that.
me, 100 me.
What about remixes?
We got this code challenge going off right now.
Tell us about that.
It's going real dumb. We was giving out a prize to the person with the best verse. Cash prize, 4 hours of studio time, and it was gonna be premiered on the radar. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. How did you promote that?
We took it to the socials.
There we go.
We took it to the socials, and it's going crazy right now. Everybody's sending them videos in. By the time we already got a winner though.
Oh, y'all got a winner
Yeah,
already.
we got a winner.
Okay, so you picked the winner, so they got
sure.
What was the cash prize?
The cash prize was something like, can't really talk to. You know what I'm saying?
But you promoted
Something like I don't want to make them hot.
You know
You know what I mean? You can't make them hot. You know what I'm saying?
what? It's
You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
They already won it.
They might not be in the same position as Esckimo. I don't want nothing to happen to them out there. So the cash price is gonna stay.
Okay, so we're gonna keep that on the hush.
It's gonna stay on the hush.
All right, gotcha.
Behind closed doors, I always like to say it.
Behind closed doors.
Listening in private.
Behind closed doors with private listen. Alrighty. So tell people when the project is coming out. If
The
you have a
project,
date.
we don't have a release date yet.
Okay.
But it's coming soon
But Blue Magic will be out on November
for sure.
17th.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so people look forward to that. So, young Esckimo, it has been a pleasure having you in the building.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate your time. So, it has been my pleasure talking to Mr. Young Esckimo about Blue Magic, which will be out November 17th. Please look forward to the EP, which is titled the same name, Blue Magic.
Right.
Anything else we should be looking for from you?
Get tuned in or get tuned out. Make sure y'all tune into Maybach and Millions, too. It's beautiful piece of art. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Worth over 500,000 streams out now.
All right, so Maybach and Millions, that is out on all of your streaming platforms.
On all
Also, check out the videos on YouTube. You can get to see all of the glory of New York in those videos. And It has been Private Listen. Have a good day, everybody.
Keep it private.